Hey, Savvy Scribes. Today we are talking all about how to brand yourself as a writer. First, I want to talk about why branding yourself is so important. If you're not branding yourself, you are presenting to your client an inconsistent message. We want to present ourselves to our client as a clear, consistent message of ourselves. Does the thought of putting a brand together sound overwhelming or confusing? This podcast episode will walk you through 4 steps of how to brand yourself as a writer and give you some actionable tips. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to The Savvy Scribe, a podcast for freelance healthcare and medical writers who want to start or grow their business. Your hosts, Carol Bush and Janine Kalbach, will help you build a profitable health writing business without having to spend years figuring it out on your own. Now, let's join the conversation.
The first part of branding yourself, I want to talk about myself for a second here and my business, because I think it's helpful when we are starting to do something to see how someone's already done it, because it makes it kind of like a pathway or a roadmap in a sense. When I talk about my business, WriteRN, I want to talk about my voice first. Think about my business, my voice, and how I talk to you guys. It's very conversational, right? Every time you tune into an episode or a blog post, I feel like I speak directly to you. So when you try to think about your voice, I want you to think about words that might describe you or what your client might say to describe you. For example, myself, people always say they hear a smile in my voice. So I try to put that forth on a podcast episode or even in my webinars. They also say that I'm easy to talk to and that I'm a very good listener. I feel like I present myself as a good listener in my content because I give you content that's relevant to the questions that I've been asked. So think about it. What have people thought of you? What have you heard in the past? My voice as a good listener obviously can't be portrayed as that, but when you talk to me or when you send me your questions, I listen and I try to take actionable steps on how to answer them. I obviously have been asked the question, how to brand yourself. That's why this episode exists. So we're going to jump into the 4 ways to brand yourself. The first thing I want you to think about is a name. I often think about how I came up with WriteRN. I remember it being a struggle because there were so many things out there about writers, and I wanted to be different. Many writers I know choose their name, but my name is hard to spell, and it's hard to remember my first and last name, so I knew I couldn't go with that. Janine has always been a struggle my entire life. I have an identical twin, and I remember as kids, they'd be like, "Oh, girls, what are your names?" And I go, Janine and Jackie. And they always knew Jackie, but they could never remember Janine. So first I had to know not to use my name. And my maiden name was Walsh, which is very easy to spell. But then I married Adam Kalbach, and Kalbach is always a hard name to spell as well. So we always joke at work to just use my first initial and last initial, JK. And no, I'm not a joke. So I knew I couldn't go with my name on my website. So I thought about, what could I do? I brainstormed a ton of great ideas and ended with WriteRN. So what I want you to take from this is try to find your business name by looking at either your name or what you represent. Don't make it difficult, and maybe make sure it hasn't been taken before you already settle down on it. And taken mean look at the website, see if there's a website out there, Google it, see if somebody's already using it, and then look on the business website to see if somebody's taken it as an LLC. Because the worst thing is to brand yourself with a name and then realize that it's already been taken. The second step I want you to do is an elevator pitch. Have you ever heard of an elevator pitch? It's a way to describe yourself in a few words. Creating a biography for yourself can help you start to condense what you do, and truly, I want you to think about 2 to 10 words to keep it as a tagline. This will make your audience understand what you do and remember what you do in a few short words. That's why they call it an elevator pitch. They want it to be as quick as an elevator ride. Think about it. Think about what you do, how you serve, and what you bring to your clients. That right there will help you remember what you do. You can't just say, I write. No, you can, but it's not going to make anybody remember you. Really, why do people know you exist, and why should they hire you? In 2 to 10 words. What you are, what you're about. The third thing is a logo. If you have the creative niche in you to become a graphic designer, by all means create your own logo. But if you're more like me and can barely match your own wardrobe, then you might want to hire it out. Talk to the designer about the colors you like and the type of font you might like, and give her some ideas. I am the worst when it comes to this. She'll talk to my designer and she'll be like, oh my gosh, Janine was terrible. Because I'm like, you know what? Do what you do best. Why should I just say all the colors I like and hope to get? No, I like to give her some ideas. I give her websites I like. I like the simple look. I like the modern look. And she ran with it. Thank God she could run with it because, again, I like things, but I don't know how to match them together or contrast, and I don't understand feelings with colors because there's so much out there. There's so much that your mind does with different colors. It's actually quite fascinating, but that doesn't mean I do well with it.
Hi, everyone. Sorry to interrupt, but my mom wanted you to check out a tool. Acuity. Mom wants Acuity.
Well, Jimmy, Acuity is an online platform that helps you schedule certain appointments with clients or with friends. Personally, I enjoy Acuity because it connects my Google Calendar. And you know how you have a lot of things going on?
Yeah.
Well, so does a lot of other people.
Yeah.
So they can use this tool called Acuity to help them schedule things around their life. Check it out, bit.ly/Acuity. For example, right now I'm sitting in a pair of jeans and a sweatshirt. I match because it's a pair of jeans, but truly, when it comes to going out, I'm always like, oh, dear God, what am I going to wear? Because it's not pajamas like I wear to work. Scrubs are easy. They're one color. So, like I said, look at what your competitors are doing. Look at what you like. And talk to a designer. Usually they have like a discovery call and you could help tweak the way you want it to look. And they usually send you samples as they're working so that you can approve or disapprove or change things as they go on. And they don't mind like when you do that. It's no big deal. If you guys need a good designer, Tiffany is mine and I will help you connect with her. Just reach out to me. The fourth thing is social it out. So now that you have a brand logo, an elevator pitch, and a name, it's time to put that all over your social media. Where I recommend every writer to start is on LinkedIn because it's my very favorite client platform because that's where my clients go. Choose a platform that you really like and you go on it. So think about personally right now what you go on a lot. Many people choose Facebook because I think it's like, it's almost an automatic thing people do nowadays. They open their phone, they click on the icon, and they start scrolling. I want you to think about the one that you go on and actually use. Are you posting on Facebook a lot or are you just browsing on Facebook a lot? Are you more of a visual person? Do you like the LinkedIn stuff where you can just see pictures? If LinkedIn's your place to go, you probably like looking on there for business related things. And that's, I think, why many clients are on there. But think about, will you be active on that platform? And if you're not, how can you be? Start doing some research on your favorite social platforms and how you can engage more. So those are 4 ways to brand yourself as a profitable health writer. And I want to hear if there's anything else you guys have out there. I know there are. I know there's different ways to brand yourself, and I want to hear what you know. Join us in our Facebook community, the Savvy Scribe Collective, and I'll talk to you guys over in the group.
That's a wrap for
Take
today's
care,
episode of The
and we'll
Savvy
talk
Scribe.
next time.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, we'd love for you to subscribe and leave a review on iTunes or your favorite podcast app. Until next time.